Hi guys, and welcome to the video. So Prism here, and I'm joined with Smiffy, as you can see in the corners. Today we're going to be talking about the new content that's coming to PC in 4 days' time, the Redeemed Citadel. So you can see I've got the webpage up here already with the blog post that Julia's done. So first we're just going to talk through what we think it's going to be, and then we'll scroll down and we'll have a little look. So Smiffy, what do you think this content is going to be about?
It's going to be about the main update to the latest chapter of the Infernal Citadel, really. It's called the Redeemed Citadel, as we both know. It's going to basically change real time. So as we decide to progress further, they're not going to actually take down the server to be able to do any maintenance or updates as the new content's released.
Yep. Cool. So let's start by just scrolling through quickly. So next week's PC update will feature a new type of content, a special limited time campaign, the Redeemed Citadel. Zariel, newly redeemed and free from Asmodeus' bondage, seeks to redress. I don't like how they put bondage there. But seeks to redress the balance of her dark deeds. In pursuit of this goal, she would see the Bleeding Citadel restored to its former glory, to once again serve as a bastion of angelic strength in the Nine Hells. But not all of Mount Celestia is of like mind in responding to Zariel's overtures. It'll be up to mortals like you to assist Zariel and her adherents in the reconstruction. So basically, where we are at the moment in the game is we've got into the Bleeding Citadel, but nothing has really been done there. We've just redeemed her, and that's it. Now this section of the game looks like it's going to be restoring that citadel to what it formerly was before she actually decided to join the bad guys, basically.
Sounds about right. I mean, we know that they're going to try from the live stream that they put on the other day, and the outcome of that was basically they wanted to make sure there was more episodic content rather than big pieces of content being released. This was the next step of what they wanted to do in their milestone.
So as we scroll down now, so it says, in this special campaign there will be no weekly hauls or campaign tasks. Thank God for that. The weekly hauls, man, they kill me.
Oh yeah.
Instead, the entire server will work together to reach 4 major milestones and reforge the Citadel by completing newly available missions in the Citadel or participating in other activities which advance the Angels' cause, such as slaying devils and demons on the service of Avernus. You'll both advance the progress of the Citadel's restoration and in Zariel's favour, which can be redeemed for various rewards. So if you remember back when Mod 19 launched, we were able to pick up Zariel's favours in the Avernus area, which was a bug. They should all be removed from the game by now. But they're basically what we're going to get to be able to progress through this campaign. But at the same time, you've still got milestones which you have to hit each segment of the restoration. So as you can see, the first milestone there is going to be milestone 1 and it's current. And there's a progression bar. So you'll have personal progress, which is the top bar, so this one here. And then you'll have the server progress, which is everybody across the server building their first milestone up to move on to milestone 2.
But you also get a choice to unlock inefficient. It's more of a battle pass. So you have the Reforger's Blessing, which you can unlock via Zen. So that gives you the extra addition to rewards that you can get if you weren't to buy it with Zen.
Yeah. So then, if we scroll down, in place of the standard campaign interface, you will find a display of your Zariel's Favours earnings as well as the server's overall progression for each milestone. Your personal progress will unlock various rewards that may be claimed on this screen, beyond what you may purchase with Zariel's Favours at the Citadel. So this is this screen we're on about. Now, I know some of you probably already eyed up that there's a weapon set in here. We will get to that a bit later on in the video, but for now, we're just going to scroll down the blog post to begin with. So, the next section is when the server completes a milestone together, the Citadel will undergo changes in real time without an update or maintenance. In addition to visual changes to the Citadel itself, new content will become available as well as new rewards to purchase with Zariel's favour. The 100 players who earned the highest amount of favour while the milestone was active will earn a brand new item, a version of an item that will be available in the Zen market once the milestone is complete, but with an entirely unique alternate visual. So that means 100 lucky players are going to get something completely unique. Could be a different color to an item that you get in the Zen store, and it will literally be those 100 people that get it, and that's it. No one else will be able to get that visual in that color or that style, whatever they're doing. What do you think about that?
I think 100 people is a very small amount of people compared to the amount of community members who are actually going to be doing the milestones. Is very small. Especially when I would have thought that they would make it either a character or account bound for the actual item, which I don't think allowing it to be released on the Zen market is probably worth it. But then others can argue the fact that they can use that money from the Zen if they wanted to purchase a different version of it to be able to allow them to have the right to still obtain that item.
Yeah. So it seems to me that it's offered to everyone, so everybody can get the item, but 100 players who do the most for the milestone get a unique visual for that item. So it's not saying that everybody can't get the item, it's saying that those 100 players will get a different version on top of the regular one, you could say.
Exactly.
Which I do agree, 100 players is not a lot considering in our guild alone we have 30 to 40 players online at any one time. Now, if you imagine there's probably hundreds of guilds like that, you're talking thousands of players,
Yep.
and you're talking what, probably like, I wouldn't even want to guess in percentages. You're probably looking at like what, 0.1%,
At least.
or less
Well,
than that.
definitely less than that.
Probably like 0.0001%.
Exactly. I mean, 100 people isn't many people at all. And especially in one guild alone, you can have up to 150 different accounts into
Exactly.
one guild. That's just to say one guild can technically get that actual milestone reward. And not even everyone from that guild can get it because there's only 100 out of 150 people. So I do find that a little bit unfair, but who knows, they might be able to change something later on in the future. This isn't all guaranteed yet. They do change things last minute.
Yeah, I mean, judging by this here, it looks like it could be some sort of outfit. I don't know what's going on with this hat, but okay. So let's scroll down anyway and carry on. So yeah, it does look like it's something to do with the outfit because they're showing it off very, very
It could be
distinctly here.
But then again, looking at the shield, it could be something to do with the shield that he's got on.
True.
So it could be an offhand.
So the next section now is if a milestone is completed by the server early, there will be some time, a few days or weeks, before the next milestone begins. During this time, you may continue to earn and spend Sariel's favours as well as work towards your personal goals. Once the next milestone begins, the previous milestone will end, and no more personal progress may be earned. So be sure to work hard during each milestone so you don't miss out on any personal rewards, including a chest of 1000 refined astral diamonds for the first character on your account. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I do believe that the milestone completion, obviously, you'll lose out on any rewards if you do miss any milestone completion. Is a bit unfair to the people who actually have a life outside of the work. Well, outside of the game, should I say, more than anything, but people who do have to work, um, they obviously don't get as much time as other people who get to play the game, who are people for exactly being affected by the pandemic that's going on right now. Um, so it can go either way. So it could be unfair to some players, but fairer to some others. It's a huge hit and miss. I do believe Cryptic are taking a very risky move doing this.
No, I agree. But at the same time, then, it's we don't know exactly what you have to do in this campaign. So it could be something that might only take you half hour, which, yes, okay, for some people working, finding half hour's time to do that can be a bit bothersome. But I mean, it's not that you've got to grind it for hours on end every day to be able to finish it. But we don't know because we don't know what the campaign is yet. Like, we don't know what you got
Exactly.
to
This is
do.
why I think Cryptic right now is taking a very risky move on their next step ahead.
I mean, all we
So
can do with that is just see how it plays out at the end of the day.
exactly. I mean, we won't know anything until we actually get to try it, but right now, as the way of the information that's given ahead for what they're advising us that's going to happen, is I still think it's a very risky move.
Yeah.
For especially the fact they can have a huge backlash from this on that reason alone, the fact that some people might not be able to get the rewards, even though they may not be able to hit a target to be able to get the reward, it's a very risky move on Cryptic's behalf.
Yeah. No, I agree. So the next bit then is, if you're not sure you'll be able to complete the goals in time, a Reforger's Blessing will be available in the Zen Market, that allows the bearer to earn personal progress at their own pace, even after a milestone ends. This account-wide purchase also unlocks additional personal rewards, including the new premium Azamar playable race, which will unlock for those who purchase all 4 blessings and claim the personal rewards for all 4 milestones.
But then once again, it's taking a negative effect on the people who don't have time to do it, to be able to make sure that they pay Zen in order to be able to receive this bonus. I still think that's still a very risky move. This game was always based on pay to progress on an optional basis, not being forced through pay to be able to receive the personal rewards of something that you could if you haven't had the time. It shouldn't be on a time-based scale. It should be down to how long you have in that game on a longer scale to be able to get that reward.
No, and
So
I
once
agree. I think it's a very risky thing what they're doing. The fact that, like, even just bringing a new race to the game, people will want to play it. Basically, it's new. Whenever something new comes, people want to try it. The factor is going to be blocked behind having to do this campaign and max it out every time. I mean, judging by what they're saying back up here, where they say if a milestone is completed by the server early, there will be some time, a few days or weeks. I think this isn't something that's going to be milestone 1 is over in a few days.
yeah, so a weeks is a critical
Yeah, the fact that they've
point they
stated
have
that
to put.
it could finish early and have weeks left over, that to me, that's still plenty of time for people to do it.
But as long as they stand by what they're saying, as
Yeah.
long as they stand by the whole weeks part of it, and then there's no form of bugs or glitches that come out of this, Cryptic can have either a massive win or a massive loss right now.
hmm
And this is why I'm saying this is still a huge risk that Cryptic are taking and enforcing into the game. I hope all the best for them on this, but I hope they don't mess it up at the same time. Because the amount of players that's in the game, they're risking a lot of player base here.
hmm
So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Yeah. So then the final section we have is, though the 4th milestone is a ways away. How are they wording that? Though the 4th milestone is away away, a special discounted bundle containing all 4 blessings will be available at launch for those who are interested in the Azamar race. So basically you can buy the race straight out.
Yep.
Blessed with the power of Mount Celestia, Azamar take the form of humans with luminous eyes and access to bright, distinctive hair colours and skin colours, in addition to standard human options. We're very excited to bring this distinct Dungeons & Dragons race to life in Neverwinter. This exciting new limited time campaign will only run once, culminating in the full restoration of the Citadel. Be sure to participate as each milestone becomes available over the next few months. So that time scale of a few months means that it's going to be on for a while. Once the next module releases, the Redeemed Citadel will disappear from the Sword Coast Chronicles for those who have not participated. Those who have will always be able to review their past participation or claim any unclaimed rewards. And of course, those who purchased a blessing may earn personal progress whensoever they choose. Note, however, that blessings may only be purchased before the associated milestone ends. We hope you're as excited about the Redeemed Citadel as we are. Until next time, see you in Avernus.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to this. I think new content to the game on a higher scale and quicker release is going to do wonders for the game as long as they stick to it with the episodic content. But once again, I'm just hoping along that line they don't mess this up.
Well, only time will tell.
Of course.
What
Anyway, shall we have a look
what we
at?
will do now is going back to up here. We did say earlier on about a new weapon set coming to the game. So we are going to move on to that now because there is a couple of new items coming from what we can see. So over on here now, this was posted by someone in game earlier on today. and looks like there's going to be new companion items. So this, I believe, is a little bit better than the one that we've got currently. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might just be the same, just different names. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I know the critical strike single stat one wasn't a grimoire. It was an icon. I think it was.
Could have been.
Yeah. So that seems like it's going to be new. These definitely new now. So there's some new orange legendary rings. We've got Electrum Ring and the Herald. When you stand still for 6 seconds, your defense and movement speed is increased by 10% for 6 seconds. And it's got crit avoidance and deflection. Probably say that's good for a tank, but then most tanks are capped on defense, so why they would need 10% more, I doubt it.
Makes no sense.
No. Silver Ring of the Herald, your at-will powers do 3% more damage with accuracy and combat advantage. Very good for melee DPS such as Barbarian.
Definitely, because finding stats for accuracy as well as keeping your combat advantage high is very good. But once again, the perk on it is your at-will damages 3% more, which obviously the Striking Ring of the Masters does not just at-will, but it does all melee attacks. So I think that could be a bit of a letdown there, but we'll have to see about that one.
Yep, definitely. And then we've got Gold Ring of the Herald. Your encounter powers do 3% more damage with armor pen and critical strike. So basically just a different version of the gold-plated ring. And then we've got some new gear. So this is the Divine Raid Cap. When your stamina is over 75%, your power is increased by 5,000. Now, we did compare this earlier on with the Lion Guard gear. And the Lion Guard gear has a higher item level, therefore the stats are more. And it gives the same equip bonus. So I doubt whether anybody's ever going to bother to use this, unless if these are taken off like the Owlbear server, that the fact that they were still in testing and they're actually going to be higher, we don't know, because this is what we got at the moment. So moving on, we do have a new artifact set. So this is Golden Memories, this is the artifact, and then you've got Divine Focus, which will be the neck, and the Celestial Sash, which is the waist. So the artifact itself is activating this artifact draws in celestial energy, which is spelled wrong, before releasing after a short delay, dealing so much celestial damage to all targets within a 20-foot radius. Foes struck by the blast increases your damage by 3% for each enemy hit up to the first 5 for 6 seconds. So I presume this is going to go up to about 15 seconds. 5, so it'll be 15% more damage as long as you hit 5 enemies. So it'll be a very good artifact for AoE, but I still think the Envenom Journal is going to beat this. I'm being honest.
Definitely.
Because the Envenom Journal does AoE damage, plus gives you 5% more outgoing damage, generates AP.
I mean, what more can I want?
Yeah, what more could you want? The set bonus is called the Redeemed. It gives you plus 3% incoming healing, and when you're healed by another source, so the healer, gain 5,000 power for 6 seconds. Not very convinced with that. I don't think that's very good. What about you?
I'm torn between two. As much as, once again, people compare it towards the Lionheart, I do think this is a middle ground between
Well, this
the
is
Lionheart.
the artifact set, not the weapons.
I know, but even that set as well, with that combined with the new set, which we're going to show in a minute, I believe that if I was to take this new set, the Golden Memories, and replace it with, say, the Book of Our Darkness set, I think this could have a lot more potential as a cross between everything together, rather than saying I would still have my 3 books as well as this new set, whereas I would change the Book of Our Darkness for something different.
And it does look like it's given power at the moment, so it's probably going to be something like power, critical strike, and deflection, something like that. I can imagine it'll be.
I can imagine so, yeah. And when I can compare this set to the Dark Remnant set, 5,000 power when I'm healed by another person, hence the healer, as well as I can get that extra 15% damage, maybe, or 10%, depending on how high I can get the artifact. It would be probably this one will probably overtake in general over the Dark Remnant set, I would say.
Possibly. I
Because
mean,
I would gain 5% more damage from the Dark Remnant set, but if I'm gaining 5,000 power and plus a high percentage of damage, I'm definitely going to think that's probably more beneficial than the Dark Remnants. It depends on the stats for the other two pieces, but right now I would say I have high hopes that it would actually
oh,
do
I'm
more.
certainly gonna like give it a try if I can get it. Definitely. Why not, innit?
Yeah, I think this set has the potential to beat the Dark Remnant set.
So we'll move on now to the weapon sets. So they are called the Blessed Blades, I guess. What would we call the set? Blessed Blade set, I guess. So just to read this by here, and the ring of the anvil echoed across the damned lands, carrying with it the purest note, a divine decree as the holy smith forged a weapon blessed with all the radiant fire that could be stoked in hell. Now, the set on this is when you've got the two pieces. When you use an encounter power, your weapons become blessed, which increases your power by 4,500 and grants you a random buff for 10 seconds. And then there's two random buffs, the Blessed Guidance, which increases your critical severity by 10%, or the Blessed Might, which increases your action point gain speed by 7.5%. Your weapon can only be blessed once every 30 seconds. So basically what this is saying is you will get a buff for 10 seconds, either this one or this one, whenever you use an encounter power. And then for 20 seconds, because the clock will start ticking for the 30-second cooldown when you get one of these anyway. So for 20 seconds after one of these runs out, you won't have a buff, but then once that 20 seconds is up and you use an encounter power, you get one of these buffs again for another 10 seconds, and hence the cycle keeps going. What do you think about this weapon set?
Like I said, I was streaming earlier. We had a little bit of a discussion about this, and a lot of people said it will not beat the Lionheart set because the Lionheart set does 10% more damage as your stamina is not depleting. But I do believe, like I said a little bit earlier, with the new set coming out for the artifacts, that along with attached to this weapon set alone, that would be say 9,500%. No, sorry, 9,500 more power. But at the same time, I'm a high crit severity build. At Tom alone, my max crit severity I've seen it go to is 165%. To add that chance of an extra 7.5% would do wonders for my damage and my chances of actually critting.
Well, 10% on the crit severity.
Yeah, even 10%. Sorry, I'm sorry I didn't read that right, but
That's okay.
10% attached on, that's 175% crit sev. That is phenomenal with the extra 10k power attached to that. What I personally feel like the 10% damage is outweighed by this set. It's a very good in between the Lion set as well as the Celestial set. And that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And with the Envenomed set that I've got on, even if I'm procking my new this set that added the 7.5 action speed gain, I'm going to get a daily a lot quicker with the Envenomed set anyway. So I will be still doing more damage compared to a Lionheart set. And I'm not just speaking purely on Tom or Zariel because you're stood still half the time. So I'm not using stamina to deplete the damage on the Lionheart as much. But as an overall, I would definitely go with this set. And this is what I would happily test out to see if we can confirm this once it does get released.
Yeah, so what we will be doing, guys, as well, is when these do come out and we do get them, we are going to do a lot of testing between Barbarian and Warlock because they're the two classes we play. And I will provide act logs and things like that, and we'll do a video on it for you guys to see. So moving on from the weapon set now then, we have a new mount coming. It is the Glorious Whirlwind. This is just a green mount that gives you the usual uncommon movement. Looks a bit like the Hallister's Whirlwind. just different colors basically. So again, another whirlwind. Um,
All my farming for Tom for nothing.
yep. And then we have another mount, which is the Celestial Wings, which we don't know what they look like because the person hasn't given us the appearance. But it's going to have, for some reason, it's a legendary mount, yet it only gives you the epic movement buff, which is very strange.
That's very strange.
Divine Decree is the equip power, 5% movement speed, 2.5k power. That again is an epic companion, epic mount power, not a legendary one, because that would be 5,000 power and 5,000 power, and I think it's 10% movement speed. I think, off the top of my head. And then for some reason, it's got a combat power of Giant Toad Tongue Lash, which clearly is not the case. But the
Yeah.
fact that it's got the Giant Toad one means it'll be like the Infernal War Machine, where it's going to do 666 damage somewhere along the line, I would presume. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a debuff or a buff in combat power. But until then, we don't know. But what's your takes on that at the moment? I think they're going to be pretty cool.
I'm optimistic about the new mounts, especially the fact now they've confirmed mythic mounts. 3 new ones. I know they have confirmed the T-Rex, mythic, the Swift Golden Lion, and there is one more. I can't remember on the last one off the top of my head. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I do believe that all of this new content will give us something fresh to do, which is good, which is what we've all been asking for God knows how many years, instead of waiting, for example, 6 months for a new mod to come out. But the fact now they want to release content over each week, it's going to keep the game alive, and it's going to bring new players to the actual player-based system.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, fair play to the guys, because at the end of the day, new mounts coming in, new looks, new alternatives. That's what we want as well. We want to be able to change the look of our characters. I mean, even Dragonborn literally only has one decent helmet right now we can change to our character.
Yeah, but I
Aesthetics to the
think
game is almost everything.
yeah, well, I think this update, this Redeemed Citadel is going to be really good for the game. I think it's going to help progress it a bit more and give us a new insight to how Cryptic are going to be going with the game going forward.
Definitely, and I have got high hopes for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think that's it for this video, guys. So thank you for tuning in, and yeah, have fun, and we'll see you in a couple of days in the Redeemed Citadel.
Laters.